Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
Hitendra.
आजा
Hi, sorry. Hitendra.
I'm so sorry.
Hitendra.
Ah,
అక్కడ పప్పిల్లు తెచ్చుకోపో రెండు అట్లా
నీ పేరు style గా పెట్టుకోరా, style గా.
డబ్బాలు
ఏంది
దాంట్లో వేసినప్పుడు
నీ పేరు
స్టైల్ రా నాకు పెట్టనీకి రాదురా.
నేను నీకు మెసేజ్ పంపిస్తా. మార్నింగ్ మ్యామ్.
ఏంది
మెసేజ్
ఆ పని
లంగా తెలుసుకోవచ్చు కదా వేసుకోవాలా శుక్రవారం బాగా లంగా తెలుసుకోవద్దు శుక్రవారం బాగా లంగా
శివాగంటే
బాగుంటారు
శివ
హితేంద్ర కాపీ చేసుకో.
Harini, may I show me your notes? Hitendra, Vasuki, show me your notes, children. Yashwant, students, please turn on your videos. Shravani, Sandeep, turn on your videos. Kaja, Farid. Hitendra, where is your book? Kaja, Farid, show me your book. Shivasai, very good, but you have to improve your handwriting. Okay. Okay, let's begin the class, children. Yesterday we covered up to imaginary lines, children. Hitendra, even you don't have a books, you have last year notes and you can write in that. Whatever the homework I'm giving for you, you can note it down in the notebooks you have with you. Okay, coming for the topic, yesterday we came to know there are latitudes and longitudes are imaginary lines. They are actually not present on Earth, but we imagine them because to locate a specific area or a place, these lines are helpful to us. And we already came to know that there are two types of imaginary lines. The imaginary lines are divided into two types. One, from north to south. One from north to south. These lines are called latitudes. Coming to the aspect of latitudes, children, let's have a look at the latitudes. Latitudes are the imaginary lines that run from east to west. These are horizontal lines, children. We are learning about horizontal lines first, then we'll go for vertical lines. Horizontal means east to west. East to west. Here you can observe the picture and I'm moving my cursor. You can have a look at it. What is east to west? What the directions or the lines you have? These are called latitudes, children. They encircle the earth. Encircle means entire circle. Earth is just like a ball, right? So, total around the ball completely, they encircle the lines. Just imaginary lines, children. Don't think that earth will possess these lines. These are an imaginary lines. We made them for an easy recognition of some places or easy identification of the places. Just imaginary lines. These latitudes run from east to west. East to west. They are horizontal. Horizontal. These lines are parallel and at an equal distance from one another. Here the word parallel, children, it's a little bit new for you, but coming to parallel, I'll just give you an example for you. Have you ever saw a railway track? A railway track, children. The track has two lines. On the two lines, the train will move. Those two lines are always parallel. Are always parallel. It means the distance between the two lines. For suppose here you can see this line. You can observe this border. And here it is a border. I'm just saying for your easy understanding, children, these two lines are parallel because whatever the distance between these two lines in this area is the same distance from in this place also. So the distance between these two lines here is equals to the distance between these two lines here. So these two are parallel lines. Or you can observe this yellow box here. These two lines are also parallel. Parallel in the sense the distance where we find between these two lines at any area is same. So those two lines are called parallel lines. Similarly, children, you can observe there are many latitudes are present in this globe. So, same as like this, the distance between two lines is equal wherever you find it. Here you can observe, children. You can observe it carefully. These are the two lines from latitude. You can find the distance between this latitude is equal at every point. Not only for between these two lines, children, between any two latitudes, the distance at any point is equal. That's why we'll tell that latitudes are parallel and at an equal distance from one another. Hence, these are also known as parallels of latitude. These are also known as parallels of latitude. The other name of latitudes is, children, parallels of latitude. The length of the latitudes increases as we move away from the poles. See, children, the distance between latitudes won't increase, but coming to the part of length, here the distance means one line to another line. The distance between two lines is always equal, so that we'll call it as parallel. But coming to the length, children, here it is a small line, here it is a little bit larger line when compared to this. So the length will vary from one line to other. The line which is near to the pole, south pole or a north pole, it is less when compared to the line which comes to the center point. That is the center line between the north pole and south pole. There are total, children, 181 lines of latitudes. So there are totally 181 lines of latitudes, children. How many are there? 181 latitudes. Is it clear, children? 181. Shravani, can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me, children? No, children, due to the small issue, it has been disturbed within a couple of minutes. Okay, let's start it. The latitude which divides the earth in the center half is the longest one. In the previous page we told which divides from bottom to the top, the length will increase. The center one, the center line which divides earth into two halves. The latitude which divides earth into two halves is the longest latitude, children. It is the longest latitude. It is known as, that longest latitude is specifically known as equator. Equator, children. The equator divides the earth into two equal halves. Divides the earth into two equal halves. Ma'am, we have painting in first lesson, page number 184. Someone is asking about page number 184. What is there in page number 184? Those all are completed, children. These are not possible for you to tell because these are just online classes. When the teacher is with you, you can do that. Okay. Coming to this, the largest or longest latitude is the center one, and it is known as the equator. The equator divides Earth into two halves, or these halves are called as hemisphere. Hemisphere. Above the equator, the hemisphere which is above the equator is called as a northern hemisphere, and which is below is called as southern hemisphere. Which is above is called as northern hemisphere, and which is below is called as southern hemisphere. Lines of latitudes are labeled in degrees. See, children, for those lines will give degrees. Degrees is nothing but after a number we'll keep a small zero notation like this. This is called degrees. Mostly when you feel something warm or a fever condition, the doctor will say your temperature has increased. In the thermometer, you can observe the degrees. If you have a thermometer at houses, or even the map also, you can find these degrees. In the map, you can easily observe those. The latitudes of the northern hemisphere is indicated by degree N. So these latitudes are horizontal lines which are present in northern hemisphere, means above the equator are called northern hemisphere, and lines or latitude EN. Southern hemisphere indicated as degree S. The southern hemisphere below the equator is called southern hemisphere, and those latitudes, the latitude of the North Pole is 90 degrees N. The latitude of the North Pole. Here you know what are poles, South Pole and North Pole. In the first lesson we came to know about what is South Pole and what is North Pole. Which of the latitude at the point of North Pole, it is denoted as 90 degrees north. You have to pronounce this number as children, 9090. This symbol indicates degree. 90 degree, N means north. 90 degrees north. And that of the South Pole, the latitude which is at the South Pole, is written as 90 degrees south. 90 degrees south. The equator is denoted as 0 degree latitude. Children, the equator is denoted as 0 degree latitude. It doesn't belong to either north or south. It is neutral. So we don't write any N or S here. We won't write any north or south. We just call it as 0-degree latitude. Here, note a point, children. Equator is also called as 0-degree latitude. Equator is also called as 0-degree latitude. Here are some important latitudes, children. We came to know actually about 90 degrees north and 90 degrees south, but coming to other latitudes, they have given in a smaller table form, children. Latitude, the equator. At the equator, what is the degree, children? 0-degree. No north or no south, because it is neutral. It makes the earth into two halves called as hemispheres. Hemispheres. The above portion of equator is called a northern hemisphere, and below the equator is called a southern hemisphere. Here we have 5 important latitudes, children. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle. Among these all 5 children, the Tropic of Cancer passes through India. This imaginary line, these are all imaginary lines, children. You should not forget that word. These are all imaginary lines. The Tropic of Cancer, which is present at the northern hemisphere, and indicates north and northern hemisphere, it passes, that imaginary line passes through our India. Our India. The Tropic of Cancer uh, 23.5 degrees north. Coming to Tropic of Capricorn, 23 in the southern hemisphere. Coming to the Arctic Circle, latitudes are not named, children, because there are 181 latitudes. All latitudes are not named, but a few are named. Here there are 5. North Pole. North Pole is the 6th one. South Pole is the 7th one. So there are totally 7 latitudes you have to learn, children. Equator consists of 0 degrees. Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north. Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south. Coming to the Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north. 66.5 degree north. Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degrees south. So among these 5, the Tropic of Cancer passes through India. Okay, children, coming to the hard words, please underline the hard words, children. I'll just let you know the hard words. Imaginary. Imaginary. Location. Location. Latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude. Horizontally. Horizontally. Parallel. Parallel. Distance. Distance. Completed, children? Exactly. 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 Equator. Equator. Hemispheres. Northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere. Indicated. Indicated. Degree. Sir. Tropic. Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn. Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle. Antarctic Circle. Antarctic Circle. Antarctic Circle. Okay, children. These are the hard words you have to make a note till the topic completed.